and some girls do it right? There's some girls who...
That's me.
Yeah, you.
It's possible to date an industry host. You look like you'd work as a busser, maybe. We're fucking groupies, or people come in and they spend $20 to $30, $40, $50,000 in bottles. I did not have sex for money during the pandemic, or at all, ever. Hi everyone, welcome back to Bottle Girl Diaries. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Cindy Nansiri. I'm currently a bottle server at Zouk nightclub in the new Resorts World Hotel. Today I have our first nightlife industry host, Zachary McCabe.
Hi.
Super excited to have him. I'm gonna be honest, a handful of hosts have hit me up to be on the channel, and I chose you for a lot of great reasons. So welcome.
Let's hear those reasons. Why me, huh?
We're gonna get to that.
Okay,
we're gonna get to that. Before I get started, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel below so you don't miss out on the next upcoming episodes. Back to Zach.
Hi.
The reason why I chose you. He goes, hi.
Hi. Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for coming on. The reason why I chose you is, number one, I feel that you have a good energy. You know, you're very personable. And when I text you, you don't seem like ever irritated if I need something from you or asking you maybe how the night's gonna be. And I don't think that, I hate to say this because I know that a lot of your friends are hosts, and hey, I may get some darts thrown at me because of this, but there are some hosts out there that kind of, they walk around a little bit entitled, and they're not very nice to people, including waitresses, bussers, I don't know, and I just feel like you've always had a level of respect for people around you, and I don't know, also I know that this sounds stupid, but your social media looks good, I just feel like if I were to want to go to a host to trust somebody with me spending money in the city, I'd go to you. And yeah, and you also, I will say this. I noticed that you're in a relationship, and she's obviously not in the industry, but I don't see you acting like a fucking skis at work.
Right. That's
and there are hosts who act like that at work. Sorry, but I'm not.
You hear that, babe? All right.
I've never seen you do anything that you're not supposed to be doing. You know.
Yeah.
And because that is disheartening, being a female, especially because I've literally been cheated on multiple times, so it's
one thing that has made me a successful host is that treating everybody super nice, right? And where I go with that is treating waitresses and bussers. You don't realize that customers hit up bussers and waitresses and guest list girls, so just the simple gesture of being nice to everybody, they're going to be your feeder, right? And then you become friends with them, and it's a well-oiled machine rather than having teams versus each other. So that's what I've taken that direction for, and I've always...
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that divide, because we're a team, and we're a team all the way down to the host at the front door to the dishwasher in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the dishwasher in the back is who brings out your clients' shot glasses or gets them ready. You know what I mean? Because we run out of those in the middle of the night, and the busser's the one who's busting their ass. I don't know. Has anybody ever told you though that you look like you'd work as a busser? Maybe.
I was a busser.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. So I started as a busser out here.
Okay.
I started with Tao Group at Tao Beach. That was my first industry job. Yeah.
Okay, so see, sometimes though too, that makes sense too, because if a host has been a busser or a porter or something, I feel like you kind of see a different perspective of what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, and some of my humbleness, I'll say, came from is that I started from the bottom, and I know you hear those sob stories you started from the bottom and now you're here, but no, I really drove out from a small town in Rapid City, South Dakota, in a little Mazda with $300 to my name. And I drove out to Vegas on hopes, one of my buddies said, move out to Vegas, there's a lot of opportunity out here. And I moved out here, I didn't even know what the industry was. I didn't know what a day club or a nightclub was, right? I was living in South Dakota, Rapid City, South Dakota. And then I was working at a retail store, and somebody's like, you really have to try out for the industry. You have to go out there. I was like, what's the industry? And they're like, there's auditions. You go audition and you get into one of these clubs, you can make a lot of money. And I was like, auditions? So I showed up to the Tao auditions, and I'm telling you, every single guy had an 8-pack. Every single girl had a 6-pack.
Did you have a beer belly?
No, I'd have a beer belly. No. But like it was so intimidating, right? For me, from a small town to show up and there's thousands of people across the United States that want these jobs. And I was just lucky, and I landed the busser job at Tao Beach.
So how long were you a busser for?
1 season. I was a busser for 1 season, and then being who I am, being nice to people, I became really good friends with one of the waitresses who was in a relationship with one of the owners of Hawks On Group.
Okay.
And we just we introduced each other, and that owner was like, you need to become a host for Hawks On Group, and I'll make you a lot of money. So I jumped out that season. I came over to Hawks On Group. I kept my head down. I was one of the girl guys.
Okay.
Okay,
wait. So people that aren't in the indie industry don't know what a girl guy is. So please explain to me what a girl guy is.
A girl guy is somebody whose sole purpose is to get girls into the club and make sure that these high-end customers are bringing girls to their tables, right?
Okay.
So the 20Ks, the 30Ks, you're going to be designated to that table and you get them girls, whoever they want. Blonde girls, Asian girls, that's your job, right?
Right.
And I mean, that was fun until I got into a relationship and I have...
You're all saying it super loud. You're all
until I have hundreds of girls texting me to get them in the club. And for somebody that doesn't understand our industry, that can be like, kind of upsetting, right? When you have girls hitting you up every day.
And this is the same girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys have been together for that long?
About 6 years, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
See, I'm telling you right now, it is possible to date an industry host. It was never for me, but maybe I dated the wrong ones.
Right.
So that's good that you're able to, hold your relationship for that long.
It's not easy, right? Our job is not easy. Our industry is not understandable to some people, right? Our hours, just what we go through, right? You know what I mean? If you work the day club and the nightclub as a host, you're never home. So somebody like my fiance, it's hard for her to understand that, right? But she does well, so.
Yeah, I've seen her come in sometimes and, obviously she's absolutely gorgeous. And like I said, I've never seen you do anything out of pocket, which is why I chose you, because I just kind of wanted to steer away from that stereotype. But let me ask you something. Okay, so as a nightlife host, like, tell me what your night or your weeks consist of, because it seems to me that you guys have all these like office hours, you guys have more outings and whatnot, and what you're like expected of in a night, and like when you guys clock in and when you leave.
Yeah, we're blessed at Zoot Group. Obviously, I was with Hawks On Group before this, and their way they wanted to go with things were office hours, outings, blah, blah, blah. Nothing against Hawks On Group, right?
Yeah.
They were successful with us when we were there as well. The Zook way that we're taking it and where our, directors are taking things is to like give us our own like leeway, right? We do have office hours, we have meetings, but like if you don't want to book, you're not going to make money, right? If you don't turn in tips, you're not going to make money. If you're not wanting to be there, then you can go in a different direction. Me, myself, I'm in the office a lot and I'm at work a lot. So, my only technically day off is going to be Monday.
So what is your exact position? Okay, by the way, guys, let me rewind a little bit. Zach and I work at Zook together, which if you don't know, because you haven't been to Vegas, there is a new resort called Resorts World Hotel. And Zook is the nightclub inside that hotel. And at the beginning, I think, a few months ago we recorded, and I was at IU Nights, which was the pool party at night. It was kind of like a staple until Zook could open, right? And we actually did pretty well.
Very
considering
successful. Yeah.
We did not expect that
at
all.
Right.
So him and I work together. I'm obviously a waitress there, and he's a host, and we collaborate, work with each other. If I need help for him to get my tables in, because us waitresses, we can't have our phone on us. Well, we're not supposed to.
Not supposed to, right?
Yeah. But I'm all texting him, I'm like, hey.
Where's this table at?
So you guys, what time do you guys like clock in?
At the nighttime, we're usually on property about like an hour before doors open.
Okay, so about the same as us.
Yeah, we'll have a nice dinner. That's our big thing. We'll have a nice dinner together, kind of, pre-shift and get ready for the night. A lot of our guys will go hang out with their customers before, and get a drink or get a dinner. So that's, something we do. And then we roll into the night. Obviously, you see, Zook right now is crushing it, right? I think we're doing things that people never thought we could do and doubted us. And we're doing super good at that.
Isn't it crazy though that people come in and they spend $20 to $30, $40, $50,000 in bottles. I'm like, yo, you could buy me a Tesla if you want to.
Listen, you know, and when people ask questions, right, they're like, what is like your starting minimum at like a nightclub? And we're like 3,000 minimums. And they're like, okay, that's a lot of money. And then you tell them like, that's not a lot of money. Like we have people that come in and hit 20K minimums. I mean, just this weekend alone, we had a guy do over like, you know, 200 to 300K.
Yeah, he came in and did almost 100K every night.
Every night.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, hey, I wasn't complaining.
Listen, we're happy.
Yeah, we are happy, but I bought new work shoes because my other ones were falling apart.
Oh,
I don't know if
no.
you've ever looked at Cocktail Waitress's shoes, but if you ever just look down on our shoes, you'll be like,
they're beat up.
they're beat up.
You're our warriors, though. You guys go. You're in the trenches for us. So
We really are. But we like honestly though too. Sometimes I think the waitresses like we would get annoyed with hosts. I'm like, you guys have to remember that they are the ones who book the tables for us. And at the same time though, let me just rewind on that. Like you guys say that $3,000 isn't a lot of money, but it is to the average person if you think about it.
Yes.
Because think about the average person that works a 9 to 5 and maybe their paycheck is about $1,200 every 2 weeks, right? It's going to take them a while to save up to come, and they might have to split it. So,
and one thing that I've always told my guys is that like, and I've learned this from Hawkson Group, is like we got so like shaded, right? Like you're like, oh, okay, well, my 5,000, right? Go inside, guys. Go inside. 5,000. You don't pay any attention to them. Go in. You don't check on them, right? And like $5,000 to like
we don't check on
well,
them.
like that. You like some of our hosts, we have like the big tables, right? And your main focus is on them, but you don't realize is that like $5,000 to somebody is a lot of money. They could have saved up for years to come to Vegas and have the fun with Calvin Harris or Zed or whoever it is, and spend all their money to have a good night with us. And so that's where you have to go back and like check on them, make sure they have it. You know, everyone's a VIP, right?
Right.
Everybody with us is a VIP, whether it's 1,000 and up or even the VIP tickets. You know, so we just got to remember to treat people all the same.
Yeah, and I think even as waitresses, you know, I catch myself too. I'll be like, it's only like $1,000 minimum, but like I have to like kick back a little bit and be like, Cindy, like your parents are middle class, like normal people.
Exactly.
And $1,000 is still a lot to me, especially like after the pandemic hit, because at one point in time, I'm going to be honest, like I didn't get my unemployment for 6 months, and I was scraping by.
Yeah.
And when I had to move into my new apartment without a job this April, I knew I was getting hired, obviously, so I knew I was going to start work at Zoot Group. Yeah. But I literally had to scrape every single penny, and I worked, you know, some promo gigs, modeling gigs, and some illegal things that I'm not going to talk about. But I I worked some gigs to where I didn't have sex or anything. Like I didn't have sex for money. Just know that. I did not have sex for money during the pandemic. Or at all, ever. But I did work some things that were not legal, and I did what I had to do.
Yeah.
That's me. Like, I'm not going to not have my bills paid. I'm going to do what I have to do. So
that pandemic was pretty scary.
It was pretty scary.
We got impacted pretty hard in Vegas. I think more than any other place in the United States, right, for our industry.
Yeah.
So that was scary. And we had to really... Yeah, I mean, there was times where during the pandemic, I'm like, wow, like what am I gonna do, right? Like I'm looking at jobs. Am I gonna be an Amazon driver? Am I gonna go work at a no, literally, I was starting to apply to places because the uncertainty of us getting back into the nightclub was like we didn't think it was ever gonna happen again, right? You know, they had this COVID-19 that was like gonna end the world. So I was like, we're probably not gonna get back in a nightclub for a long time. You know what I mean? So me and some other buddies were like, wow, what should we do? And then I was blessed, and I'll go in the direction of, in our job, we meet a lot of great people, right? If you do your job right, whether you're a waitress or a busser or a host, and you meet these people, you should realistically be set for the rest of your life, right? You have so many contacts you can go if you don't want to be a host anymore. And I reached out to somebody, and they lined me up, and I started working for a very successful family as an assistant, and it got me through the pandemic. So that was pretty good.
Yeah. No, same here. I've met some guys that are, investors of basketball teams. They have, investments in just like stocks. Like they're just really smart entrepreneur, multi-millionaire men. And I'm like, listen, like, do you need an assistant?
Yeah.
Do you need me to massage your shoulders while you're sitting at your office desk? Yeah. I don't care what it is. I just need to make some money.
Right.
And the only reason why I refrained from the OnlyFans thing was because I was like, what can I do without busting it wide open or showing my titties, right? Yeah. And I was like, I don't know, like I'm starting to think about it. I was like, I could maybe come up with a cleaning service.
Right. I thought about that too. I think we all did, right?
Right. Yeah. Or I was like, I could do a cooking show in lingerie. But the thing is for me, like, my brother and my sister and my dad, they're gonna come across it. They're very active on social media. Like if they didn't like speak English and had no Instagram, I'd like, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you're gonna rock out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go all out. But luckily I didn't have to, resort to that. But I mean, like I said, I'm in survival mode. I'm a hustler. Like I'm not gonna starve. I'm always gonna eat. Like I'm never gonna let myself, starve. There were some bills that couldn't be paid, and then now I'm, let's fast forward from April to now. I'm in my own apartment, living on my own for the first time out here in Vegas. It took me a while to catch up financially.
Of course,
And obviously, like, I'm learning to be better and better with my money. The pandemic scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that opened all our eyes.
Right. Like, I'd never had to borrow money from my parents. Like, I was just, it was, it was different. And I think we make that fast money. So it's, when you do, most girls are like, oh, I'm going to go buy this Louis Vuitton or this Dior bag. For me, I'm like, okay, I'm going to maybe take that and put it into like Robinhood or something.
Yeah,
like,
smart with it.
That's what I'm trying to do now. Speaking of money, I want to know like what the starting salary is of a host. Like that's just like, do you guys get paid hourly, annually, or?
I don't want to like say any numbers, just to put some people under. But I mean, like like a starting host, you're probably making like a salary of, I would say probably like 35 to 40,000, right?
Okay.
Starting host. The salary is nothing. That's not where we make our money. We're gonna make our money on the commission. We're gonna make our money on the tips. And kind of going in the direction of when I said, like in this job, we have the connections where we can jump out at any time. We can go in many directions with our customers. But then you have to ask yourself, like some successful hosts in the industry, why are they not doing that, right? And I'm not gonna say any names, but there's some hosts in the city who make phenomenal money, right? That make more than doctors, make more than surgeons, like make upwards of crazy amounts of money, 300 to 400K a year, which is crazy when you think about what we do.
I was like, are there any single hosts that are looking for a girlfriend?
You don't want to mess with a host.
I do not ever again in my life. I've dated, hold on, let me count.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Hold on. One.
Please be one hand.
It is one hand.
Okay,
it is one hand. I've dated at least 3 hosts within the 7 years I've been here. Maybe 4. 3 hosts. I've dated 1 busser. And I don't know. I mean, because I'm in the industry, it wasn't too hard.
Yeah.
But it was nice because, like, I'm not going to lie, like, one of my really good friends turned into, like, somebody that I dated. And, I mean, it was nice. I, like, never had to pay for anything. And even if I tried, he wasn't going to let me. So I was like, this is nice. I just kind of, the perks were nice. And being able to travel with him and clients was nice. Okay, hold on. Let me just say something. How come host can go travel with clients, and then when waitresses do it, we're fucking groupies, or, we're on sponsored trips? Like, honestly, at the same time, like, if hosts are on a trip, you guys are on sponsored trips too. So how can we get the backlash for it? Come on now.
Oh, I don't know if I can answer that, right?
Yes, you
like,
can.
There's two.
Because, like, some girls sleep with the clients.
Right.
You don't sleep with clients?
No. No. No, I mean, just like, and some girls do it right? There's some girls who...
That's me.
Yeah, you, right? And other girls that can make a lot of money off these people and just hang out with them. Then there's other girls that are probably like sleeping with them and doing stuff. But I mean, hosts traveling with their customer, you could say is the same, right? We're still going to get paid and everything's going to be handled, right? You know what I mean? So yeah, we're all sponsored, I guess.
Because if you take a client of yours to Miami, you're able to collaborate or like work with that host out in Miami, and then whatever the commission is, you guys can.
Commission, and you're not going to pay for anything, right? If you're going out with your customer's probably paying for everything: the flight, the hotel, the dinners, and everything like that.
Okay, but what is it about host getting mad at waitresses? Like, I don't know. There was a host that was like really upset that his client got my number. Is it because waitresses try to steal the client? And what's the? Because I need to know like what this little battlefield is.
It could be because like, when you're with your client, you want to own them. You want to make sure that every venue that you send them to, you're sending it to your contact, your feeder, right? And whereas a waitress takes over, that waitress could send them to a different club, right?
Gotcha.
And maybe send it to a different host where that host is like, oh, that guy's not going to send me any business back. Why do I go that way? You know what I mean? But also there's hosts that, like myself, I like when the waitress is like involved in with my customers, right? Because you're just going to make the spend higher, right? And then we're a team, and like we're like, no, Cindy, you have to make them do a 6-liter, right? Like no vodka. We're doing champagne,
right?
But I mean, some hosts look at it different, I would say.
Yeah, because I feel like I've gotten some backlash from it, and I'm like, well, you need to chill. first of all.
You're like, I'm just trying to make us all money.
Yeah, seriously, at the end of the day. And so let me ask you this. When you first started at Tao as a busser, what was your initial first like perception of bottle service girls? Like, just be honest, put it out there.
First, hot. Every single girl's hot, right? Like,
True,
you're like, holy
true.
shit, like these girls are all models.
Julie, you're gorgeous though,
Yeah,
don't worry.
yeah, she is, yeah. Sorry, babe. And they're just hustlers, right? Every single waitress is a hustler. They're there to get the money. They're gonna get every single dollar out of that person that they can.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like I told you earlier before this, is that like the way I went with things is to become friends with all the waitresses instead of trying to bang them all. Like a very influential person in my life told me, you know, don't shit in your own backyard. Don't sleep with waitresses at your own job because it's gonna end bad, right?
Yeah.
90% of the time. So I became really good friends with all the waitresses when I was a busser, and these waitresses in return like made me a lot of money, right? This is your busser, Zach. You need to tip him.
Yeah.
No, you're giving him $500. And when I started seeing that money, I was like, holy shit, right? So yeah.
One thing about waitresses is, for the most part, like I think that there's a select handful of really great, genuinely good waitresses. Like, I'm actually like, I can pride myself and say I'm a good person. You know, like I'm just as nice as I am in your client's face as I am like right here, or you know, whether I'm at the grocery store. Like, I pride myself in being a good person. There are some girls that are just shitty. Like, they'll meet me and smile to my face, and the next thing you know, they're trying to screw my man behind my back.
Of course.
There's a lot of waitresses like that, and that's why I'm not friends with a lot of them, because, you know, they're just shady.
Yeah.
So I just keep to myself, you know what I mean?
I mean, our industry is a dark place, right? You know what I mean? Like, and I think we also talked about like dating in the industry. Like, why is it very unsuccessful when you date in the industry? I mean, we can go on and on. I mean, what do you think? Like, why do you think relationships don't last in the industry? What would you say?
Well, one thing that I'll say is like being a person I honestly can truly say I don't think I've ever full blown like cheated on a boyfriend. We had to have been on a break or something like that, like at that time. But can I ask, like, what is it about a man's nature that, like, okay, like most hosts, and I hate to say this, they do cheat. And what is it about that? Like, what makes it hard for a host to stay faithful to their girlfriend, even their girlfriend that's in the industry that works in the same venue? Because I've seen the host that's at the front door of whatever venue and his girlfriend's inside, and then next thing you know, I see his or her boyfriend at Crazy Horse with another chick. Why?
I would say that, like, why do athletes cheat?
Right.
Why do celebrities cheat, right? I mean, it's just the way the world is right now. I think that, like, when you can have anything you want, it's just, and it's at your disposal, you know, like.
It's like you lift the damn rope and the chick's like, here's my coochie. Like.
Yeah, right? Like, I don't think there's one host in the city that, like, couldn't get any girl that they want, right?
And there's some ugly ones. There's some ugly hosts that still get play, and I'm like,
what's going on here, right?
What's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just think that, like, yeah, I mean, all the girls in Vegas, and the people that are coming to Vegas are here to have a good time, right? They're here to get crazy, and they go with what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right?
Yeah, so. You're right. Well,
not throwing any hosts under the bus, right? Like, there are some loyal hosts out there and faithful hosts. You see some successful relationships out there right now.
Yes.
People getting married and good relationships. But then you see I'm
going to be honest with you. Like, I'm very private. I'm never going to post my relationship. I'm just very private. Number one, I don't trust these bitches out here. Yeah. And I don't, like, I just don't.
Since we just went at the host, I think that we can also go in the direction that, like, girls are just as bad as boys, if not worse.
Yeah, you're right. Because there's waitresses that do have, like, full-on boyfriends and then, like,
flying on planes with guys.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can admit to say that I've been one of those waitresses, but I didn't have, like, a boyfriend that wasn't okay with it.
Right.
I was dating somebody, you know, but yeah, it's the sponsored trips. I could go on and on.
We could go on
all night. But we'll probably cover that on another episode. Yeah. I want to ask you about the $1 Million Host. Like, what is that about? Because there's a lot of things that you guys, you know, words, phrases that you guys use, and us waitresses, we don't really know. We just
you know, and I don't know the exact number what our team is at right now. I would say we're probably close to, for the season team wise, we're probably about like 13 million maybe as a team.
Oh wow,
with
that's great.
24 hosts, right?
I did want to ask you, because your fiance is not in the industry, how has that affected your relationship? How are you like maintaining that? Because you're really busy, and like even like yesterday, I think I came up to you to try to just talk to you for a second, see how your night was going. You were trying to sit down and talk to the client and have a sip or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, I can't even leave the podium. What is your exact
Yeah, so
position?
I'm the lead of VIP services.
Okay.
I've been blessed, like I said, by Waltman and Ron Nicole to put me in this position and give me that role. But I also run. Yeah, right. They're gonna have a gift card for me. No, I'm just kidding. No, and I also run the podium.
Okay.
I'll kind of dumb it down, but every single reservation that comes into the club, I have to figure out what table that's gonna go to. Bouncing back about being in the industry in a relationship, you said.
Yeah.
It's hard, right? If you don't have a partner who understands that you're going to be gone and you're not going to get home until 6 or 7 in the morning, and you may come home smelling like alcohol, it's just not going to work out. It's just going to be an ongoing argument. I've been blessed to, I started dating my significant other super early in the industry. She understood, and I told her what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's my job. And if you want me to go work a 9 to 5 somewhere else, we're going to make a lot less money. But she understands.
She's like, I need that Cartier, baby.
Yeah. So she's like, YSL first? No, it's okay. Stay in it. To have a successful relationship in the industry, I like to say is either you both have to be in the industry because you guys both know the game, or you're a person that is not in the industry, they have to understand what's going on, right? For example, during the summer, I was working the pool, so from 10 a.m. till 5 or 4 p.m., go home, you take a quick nap, and you're back on property by 7.
Makes sense.
And then you go through the night, and then you're back at 7 in the morning. So it's just crazy, and it is hard, and you have to give those people props that aren't in our industry.
Well, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Bottle Girl Diaries. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button below, and also give this video a thumbs up. Also, drop me a comment and let me know who or what you guys would like to see featured next on our upcoming episodes. For any sneak peeks throughout the week of what we have coming up, you can follow our Instagram page at Bottle Girl Diaries Official, or my personal page at I Am Cindy Nansiri. Also, you can check Zach out over at Zook Nightclub with me if you guys want to come say hi to us.
Yeah, come party with us.
Book a table, come party with us, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.